Level 5, the famed creators that brought us the Dark Cloud series, Dragon Quest VIII, Professor Layton, and many other games, has brought us a RPG game title called Ni no Kuni, The Wrath of the White Witch for the PS3.
Good morning, Miss Layla!
Why, good morning, Oliver.
Ni no Kuni stars a boy named Oliver. If some unfortunate event happens, causes his mother to pass away. While in tears, Oliver unpredictably releases Mr. Drippy from his curse. Mr. Drippy then tells Oliver that to save his mother, he has to journey to Mr. Drippy's world and stop the evil that plagues it. Just like what everyone else would do, Oliver sets off with Mr. Drippy to an unknown world. With the collaboration with Studio Ghibli, Level 5 was able to blend Studio Ghibli's artwork into 3D models, creating an almost like anime look. While most of the game consists of 3D modeling, Ni no Kuni's cutscenes are hand-drawn animation. The hand-drawn animations are usually used in action scenes or scenes when you meet new people. With everyone awing the graphics of Ni no Kuni, people sometimes forget that the soundtrack is also very superb. The original soundtrack was done by Joe Hisaishi, who's also composed music for many of the Studio Ghibli movies. While the soundtrack is done by Mr. Hisaishi, most of the in-game music was done by the Philharmonic Orchestra. I really enjoyed the soundtrack that was put together by Joe Hisaishi and the Philharmonic Orchestra, but the piece that stands out the most to me was from the overworld map theme.
So this is your world.
That's right. A whole nother world.
While roaming the world of Ni no Kuni, there's 3 different areas you can enter into. You have the dungeon, your world map, and a town. When you're in a town, you have your normal shops and whatnot. You know, you can buy weapons, items, and food for your familiar. There's also side quests, missions you can get to by talking to different people. Usually they are indicated on your map, and then there's a guy who lets you do bounty hunts. So bounty hunts are technically what it is. You go out and go, you know, the guy gives you a monster or familiar you have to kill, and then you have to go out there and get rid of it. So, and usually it's indicated on the map, a blue dot on the map, and they usually tell you where it is. Sometimes it spawns outside in the overworld map, and sometimes it spawns in a dungeon or on in the ocean where you actually have a boat to take you around and whatnot to get to it. But usually those are pretty simple to do. For the side missions, it just pretty much different little things you have to do, like amend broken hearts or something like that. Find a certain item or go in, find a lost diary or something just like that. It's not really too difficult. Sometimes you don't really have to fight anything, so it's just pretty much go and look for a certain item. Ni no Kuni's battle system is a mixture of Pokemon and Star Ocean, or a Tales game. You have the freedom to walk around the battlefield, to dodge attacks, or to distance yourself from the enemy for a ranged attack. Attacking, defending, using magic, and using items all have a cooldown clock. What that does is stops you from spamming skills and items for more of a tactical approach. The Pokemon aspect comes in when you get your own familiar, being able to summon a familiar to do your dirty work, while later on you can catch your very own familiar. The only negative thing I can say about the battle system is the companion's AI. At times your companions will spam special attacks or magic and burn through their MP. There are ways to remedy that, but it takes some trial and error to get the perfect setup.
Oliver, the boy who will save the world. But unfortunately for him, his light is yet a mere candle in the blackness.
Grinding levels isn't the only way to raise your stats in Ni no Kuni. Being able to feed your familiar with desserts will also raise certain stats. Feeding desserts will raise one of the 6 stats: attack, defense, magic attack, magic defense, accuracy, and evasion. Each dessert corresponds to a certain stat, like chocolate bars raises strength, while pies increases accuracy. Once one of your familiar hits a certain level, it is time to evolve it, or in Ni no Kuni it's called the metamorphosis. Feeding a certain stone that corresponds to the familiar will metamorph it into the next stage. While each familiar has a basic form, second form, and then a final form, This final form lets you choose between 2 different familiar that you want to evolve it into, and each one has a different look and different stats.
You just witnessed the rebirth of Drippy, Lord of the Fairies.
Who?
What, are you deaf or something? Drippy, Lord of the Fairies, I said, didn't I?
Ni no Kuni is a wonderful game, with gorgeous anime-style graphics and a great soundtrack. While Ni no Kuni is pretty solid overall, the AI companion can be a little daunting at times with its spammage of MP. The story is a little bit on the lighter side, but can still be enjoyed by people of all ages, young or old. If you are a fan of RPGs and enjoy them from the SNES days or the PlayStation era, you do not want to miss out on Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch.